What's up? What's up? Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, JC Money, and this is my man, Craig. We are here today on a fine Tuesday to talk about some SuperDraft Pro lineups for basketball. So I guess let's just get into it. Let's see who's up in here real quick. David's always in the building. What up, David? What's up, my man? So how'd you do last night? Did you get any wins?
Me? Let's see. I don't even remember what I did last night. I think I barely missed again.
I got
Who is?
I had two of them in one. I had two lineups the same dollar game, and I hit $1.50 in each. So I mean, that's a win there to me.
Yeah. What was I saying? I'm still digging through stuff for tonight. So
your lineup must have hit. I think your lineup definitely hit for college football.
Oh yeah, I got like 33rd, and like 33rd, 34th, 37th.
Yeah, because I remember how much. I had Cook in.
Yeah, and I had White.
White just had the touchdown.
Yeah, I made like $6.
Touchdowns, right? No, he had one and 80 yards. Yeah. That was like 85 yards. Cook broke off a nice like 65 yarder. That shit was dope. 67, I think.
Should have just put him in the captain.
Well, then they brought in McIntosh, and then he ran, and then he couldn't get it in. So then they brought in Zamir White, and then he ran in for the touchdown. Just like, oh my god.
So I see second take extra there. Gary Trent's ruled out already, and I'm trying to see who's Barnes. Do you mean Barnes? If you mean Barnes, Scotty Barnes and Gary Trent are both ruled out already. They were just ruled out about 20 minutes before we came on here.
And he said Spencer is a smash tonight.
So that'd be Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm assuming he's a 1.4 multiplier. He's going to look really good. Kyle Kuzma at 1.45 is both going to look very good. Pretty much any DFS site you're playing on tonight, those two guys are going to look very, very good.
What up, Dev? What's going on? Antonio in the building. What's up, Leroy? What? College football, you won $7.68.
That's like $1 more than that one. So good job, David. Yeah. So
out.
A lot of people on that Raptors team are going to look pretty good tonight. Fred VanVleet is 1.15. It's a tough matchup though because they're going against the Suns, which are a very, very good defensive team. I do like OG Anunoby at 1.35. I like Pascal Siakam at 1.2. Whoever the other two starters end up being could be pretty nice values as well with high multipliers. So could be an interesting little slate for Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, I had Van Vliet's my guy. So, I mean, I had him in earlier this morning before I even knew anything about that, but he's always going to be somewhere near my lineup.
Yeah, it'll just be real interesting to see how they do against the Suns since the Suns are so good defensively,
What's up, Huss? Yeah, let's get this bread. He said, let's get this money. 420 crew, let's go. So I guess let's get into it. Let's talk about some stuff that happened last night, I guess. And, oh, shit.
Yep.
Rira says, took first, second, and second last night. What, in basketball? That's dope.
Yeah, or it might have been in college football, too.
If it was in college football, it's even more dope. Probably took a kicker then. That means you took Alabama's kicker in your champion spot.
Yep. Chris hit yesterday, Podol hit. Jakob Poeltl, I wish you would have played more. I wish the Spurs didn't get blown out yesterday. I would have made a lot of money on some of these sites. But he did hit the over on his rebounds really easy, even though he only played like 24 minutes. And Chris Middleton, I think you were talking about hitting the over, but they had the overtime to help him out there too, as a little bit. So the studs that we did have there, Hassan Whiteside, he came out of nowhere. He had like 18 points at halftime. He had 1.55 multiplier, 55.5 points before the multiplier, 86 points just over that after that multiplier. So he was really good yesterday. So play them centers against the Detroit Pistons, I guess. Sometimes that's going to work out. Sometimes it's not. Chris Middleton is, he's 57.25 before the multiplier, 1.3 multiplier, 74.43 after the multiplier. Cade Cunningham, he really came on in the second half yesterday. So 51.75 points before the multiplier, 1.45 multiplier, ended up with just over 75 points. And then Terry Rozier, he shot the ball very well yesterday. Pretty much the only Hornet that really did much of anything yesterday. 45.75 points before the multiplier, 66.25 after the multiplier.
Yeah, I like that Chris Middleton play.
Yeah, definitely. And overtime helped out a lot of those Bucks. There was a really disappointing game though, because I think the game still hit the under even though they went into overtime. And especially if you played Bobby Portis yesterday too. I don't even think he didn't make the duds because he's got the 1.55 multiplier, but he played like 35 minutes and just had a bunch of rebounds and nothing else, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh shit, he said in college football. Hell yeah,
Football.
man. You must have had a kicker in there then. For
Yep.
sure you
And
must have had a kicker.
Donnie said nice trip double from Sabonis, which he would have scored more though. Well, you had like 20 some rebounds, so I don't think you can complain too much about that.
No, yeah. Shit. I definitely wouldn't be. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Get into some darlings.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it says yeah, we're good.
Yeah, so I see second take extra there. Hero went off on Saturday too. Well, he finally remembered how to shoot the ball. That was his biggest thing. He had like 6 games in a row where he couldn't make a basket to save his life too. So we got 3 on here because we had it through the early games. My boy Ben McLemore is also going to be on there. He's still in my notes, but Torrey Craig, he was awesome yesterday. He had a 2 multiplier, 30.5 before the multiplier, 61 after the multiplier. Trey Lyles popping back up again. We talked about him a little bit on yesterday's slate. 1.75 multiplier, 32 points, 56 points after the multiplier. And then Wesley Matthews in that starting lineup once again, playing close to 30 minutes. 25.5 points before the multiplier. He had the 2 multiplier once again, so he got to 51. And then my boy Ben McLemore, he was a 2 multiplier. He ended up with 35.75 points before the multiplier, 71.5 after the multiplier. Chauncey Billups, thank God you got your head out of your butt. He only played him 12 minutes the first half. Then he came out and knocked like a bunch of threes down like at the beginning of the second half. He's just like, oh, I can't take this guy out now. Yeah.
That's terrible, man. I mean, for real. Like he came in and just took away so much shit from everyone.
Yeah, so I see Ben McLemore super under like when Bull like going to Detroit in general, he's just a depth piece at this point in time. If you get the Bull that played really well in the bubble, then you made out pretty well because you traded away Rodney McGruder in a 2nd round pick. But who knows if we can get that Bull back? It's kind of hard to tell at this point in time. Yeah.
Second take extra says, yeah, Ben McLemore is so underrated.
Yeah, he's a very good shoot. When he's on, he ain't never gonna miss. Let's just put it that way. And then he said, "Who would have thought Ben McLemore and Anthony Simons are gonna beat Kyrie and KD?" Yeah, that was a surprise. But if you guys haven't watched, I'll probably have to try to put the clip up on my channel. But there was a crossover that Anthony Simons had on Kyrie Irving. He like blew past him. Then he like kisses off the backboard. It was amazing. It was a really good play. And then I see Antonio is talking Knicks are eyeing Cam Reddish. That would be cool. Cam Reddish is another one of my boys. I love Cam Reddish ever since he came out of high school. So I really would like to see him in a situation where he can succeed. So if that's the Knicks, definitely would be happy to see him there.
I agree.
Yep. Simon's been on fire lately.
All right.
I saw he even had like his thumb wrapped up too. So I guess his thumb was hurting him or something too. He still played really well.
Let's get into some duds.
The stinky poo. Al Horford, this is about the 3rd time he showed up now. He's not playing big minutes. His multiplier needs to go like way up all of a sudden because he's not doing much right now. So unfortunately, I love big Al Horford, but he's not a guy that you can play at this point in time. 14.75 points, that 1.3 multiplier, ended up with 19.91 points. Julius Randle, a very down day for him. He actually played decent minutes, even though that game was kind of a blowout. 21.5 points, 1.15 multiplier. He ended up with just under 25 points. Miles Turner, very disappointing game for him once again. So he had that 22.75 points before the multiplier. He ended up with 30.71 after the multiplier. And then LaMelo Ball, who, if we went through some of the later games, there'd probably be somebody else in the spot, but he wasn't the best yesterday. Let's just put it that way. 31.75, 1.15 multiplier, 36.51. So not, most of those guys we weren't on too much. Maybe a Julius Randle, a LaMelo Ball in a couple of lineups, but other than that, like Al Horford and Miles Turner weren't somebody we were super, super on yesterday, at least.
Oh my God, Ball. All right, here's just some of the initial lookups here, or the initial look of just some of the stuff that you sent
Yeah.
me last night.
And this slate flipped as we did get some pretty big news of Bradley Beal being out today. So the initial one, some of those guys are still going to be in play, but we also have a lot more that are going to be in play. Some of the ones that aren't even in the slides today.
Boom, let's get into some guards. And you already know my man, Van Vliet's right here on the cover.
Yeah, that's your boy. So he's definitely in play. Steph Curry is always in play, but you always have to be conscious of that one multiplier. He hasn't been the best as of late, but he's the guy, he can come out and score 60 real life points on pretty much in any game too. So if you're playing a lot of lineups, you're going to put Steph Curry in a couple of them just to kind of have that upside if it does end up hitting. John Moran at 1.1, not the best game the last time out. I know he was questionable before that game, thought maybe he wasn't going to play, so maybe there's a little bit of injury concern still there. Bradley Beal was on this list. He's not on this list anymore. This is going to be Spencer Dinwiddie, obviously, since Bradley Beal did get ruled out. Then we have D'Angelo Russell as well, who, he's been playing very well, but Patrick Beverley is expected to play tonight. So temper your expectations just a little bit because, he's going to lose out on some assists probably to Beverley. And then Desmond Bane, he's looking pretty good at 1.45. Obviously, there's no Dylan Brooks once again. So definitely has a chance of scoring some pretty big points. And then I do have on my own personal list just a couple more that I threw on throughout the day. I put Cade Cunningham after his big night last night. You can chase that upside if you want to. At 1.45 multiplier, Spencer Dinwiddie obviously at 1.4. Since Bradley Beal's not playing, should be a big uptick for him once again tonight.
I agree. Second Take Extra says 99% of the Knicks rumors are not true.
Well, about 97% of most rumors aren't true either. So,
yes.
But yeah,
it never happens.
At least with Cam Reddish, it's not like this big name player. It's usually like they have these big name players that the Knicks are going to try to trade for, and then they never do. So,
and Austin, man, prayers out to you. He says, "Hey fellas, yesterday I had to lay to rest my 13-year-old yellow lab Sandy. She was my best friend and my sidekick through the happiest and darkest times of my life. Please say a prayer for her." Yeah, thoughts and prayers going out to you too, brother.
Yeah, it's always hard. Whether it's just a pet, a member of your family, or anything like that, just losing someone in general, especially people that have been there for you for a long time.
Tonio throwing out thoughts and prayers. David said didn't have any much in college football until Bowers took it in finally. Yeah.
Yep.
Geez.
So
thoughts on Baines and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to assume at least that's Desmond Bane at 1.45. He's definitely in play, especially with Dylan Brooks out, and John Morant not being 100%. Let's just put it that way at the very least. Anthony Edwards kind of talked a little bit pre-show. Patrick Beverley coming back kind of limits the upside of these Timberwolves guys, but Anthony Edwards definitely can go off on any given night. Still got like a 1.35 multiplier, so definitely somebody to take a look at once again today.
Donnie throwing out his prayers. Oh shit, Zeb's in the building throwing out the trees. Donnie says, "Hey JC, I'm the Canadian, that my boy." What do you mean like that? Like that's my boy, like the movie or what? You're saying you look like
no, I think he's talking about Fred VanVleet.
Oh, because
they're the Raptors. Are in Canada.
Yeah, duh. Yeah, that's your boy. That's my boy too. He's a beast.
Anthony's got a bunch of here. So he's got VanVleet, Levine, Thompson. So I'm just going to say this right now for anybody that's listening. Klay Thompson is expected to play a similar minutes limit that he played the last time out, which was right around 20 minutes. If he gets lucky, he might get up to 24, but he's still only got a 1.6 multiplier. So you need him to really, really hit in the time that he's out there on the court. So I think like if you're trying to get risky in one spot, maybe that's the risky spot you take, but most of the time it's probably not going to work out on tonight's slate overall. Then let's see what he had. Kuzma, DeRozan, Siakam, Towns. The rest of it, I don't mind. Levine and DeRozan playing together, you might limit some of your upside there. Levine really hasn't played that well as of late, though.
No, he has not. No, he has not. And Anthony says, "Sorry to hear that, Austin. My Frenchie is sick right now. Been in a box all week." Yeah, dude, we're gonna be praying for you, dude. Praying for both of you.
Yep.
I like Edwards. Yeah, I like Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I like Beal too. Do not play Beal tonight, Anthony. He is out.
He died.
He's not dead. He's just on the COVID list again somehow.
COVID death. Yeah, make sure you guys are giving him lots of love.
Yeah.
Donnie says no, like, oh yeah.
Van Fleet.
Just kidding, but
Yeah.
really though, he's dope, dude. I think he's dope. I think he's bomb.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna run through a couple of injuries just real quick too. I know we're
Go for
talking
it.
about guards here still, but obviously Bradley Beal's out. That's a big one. I'm just gonna go over the biggest ones at least. Cam Johnson, he's out. He had been playing decently well. Jay Crowder did come back last time out. Jay Crowder did end up starting, so I don't know what Jay Crowder's multiplier is. Probably not something I'm playing personally on SuperDraft. I know I'm playing on a couple other sites just because his price tag is still cheap. Then obviously with the Toronto Raptors, we have Scotty Barnes and Gary Trent both out. Goran Dragic has been out like for forever, so don't really need to talk about him too much. These starting lineups too, I'm going to bounce back to that just because we have the starting lineups for the first game. The Thunder are starting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Aaron Wiggins, and Jerome Robinson-Earl. And then the Wizards are starting Spencer Dinwiddie, Corey Kispert, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma, Daniel Gafford. I wanted him to start Aaron Holiday. He had started a lot of games when Beal was out earlier this year, but it's Kispert tonight. Kispert is a guy that is super scoring dependent. If he's shooting the ball well, he could be all right. He's going to be one of our dart throws as well today just because he's got that 2x multiplier, but he's a guy that could definitely go way right or definitely go way wrong. And then in terms of the other injuries, Patrick Beverly still listed as questionable, but it came out probably around noon today that he is expected to play. So pretty safe to say he's going to play unless some major setback happens today. Detroit Pistons, they are still without, obviously, Jeremy Grant, Kelly Olynyk, but they've been out for a while. Bol, who they just acquired, he's out. And then Corey Joseph, who had a nice game the other night. I think it was actually last night. He's doubtful to play again tonight, or he's doubtful to play tonight. Bulls are pretty much what they've been missing for a while now. The Golden State Warriors, obviously. So Draymond's out once again. Then we got Kuminga's out as well, but not really looking too much at Kuminga. Obviously, for the Memphis Grizzlies side, we got Dillon Brooks out. And then it just depends if Steven Adams ends up playing today or not. There's just like no lean on that so far yet. For the Nuggets, Will Barton was listed as out earlier today in health and safety protocol, but now he is listed as questionable. He may end up playing, unfortunately. I wasn't like super interested in too many Denver Nuggets though, but if he doesn't play, Austin Rivers looks okay at a 2x multiplier, and he had a nice game 2 nights ago. And then for the Clippers, they're pretty much the same. They lost Justice Winslow, but he was just a depth piece at this point in time either way. So not a lot of things here, but mainly, the Bradley Beal and then the couple guys out for Toronto Raptors open up some value potentially.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value that could be opened up here. I mean, tonight, dude, you said you're like off tonight. I think I'm excited for tonight.
No, like because I play on so many different sites too. Like,
yeah.
I was looking at SuperDraft and so I looked at SuperDraft, I looked at FanDuel, I looked at DraftKings, and DraftKings and FanDuel, the pricing was super tight today. Then all of a sudden, like all this value opened up at once. It's just kind of annoying. But
how does that work on like prize picks and stuff like that? Like if you pick somebody and then all of a sudden they're like out, it's just like
they don't count.
Oh, okay.
So if you bet, just say you bet 3 people in your line, then it converts down to a 2-person bet essentially.
Yeah, okay.
Which is nice because like if you bet on like some sites, they'll just be like, nope, you lost.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. But forwards, we got Brandon Ingram at 1.2 multiplier. He had a nice game 2 games ago. Last game not as good, but they do play the Timberwolves. We know the Timberwolves aren't the greatest defensive team in the world, so if Brandon Ingram's doing all right shooting the ball, he's going to be in play once again. Pascal Siakam at 1.2, that multiplier is a little too high for him anyways, and then they don't have all these other guys tonight. So as long as they don't get blown out or something, Pascal Siakam's going to look like a great play tonight. Jaren Jackson at 1.35. We saw what he could do the last time out. If Steven Adams is out once again, he's going to look like a great play. But the nice thing about tonight's slate is we do have that 7 o'clock game. We have a 7:30 game and then 3 games right at 8 o'clock. So most of that news we're going to get pretty early on tonight's slate. And then Kyle Kuzma at 1.45. He became a priority play now with Bradley Beal out. And then Kyle Anderson, if he ends up in that starting lineup once again, he at 1.65, he definitely could have another nice day.
Yeah, Kuz, baby. I'm rocking the Kuz.
Kuzma. Hey, he's played really well lately, and now you got no Bradley Beal, so
yeah, I'm excited. I mean, everyone's gonna play him now, though, but
yeah, but Most people
It's
are going to
good,
play him. Most people are going to play
delicious
Dinwiddie.
chocolate chalk, and I like it.
Chocolate chalk, not dirt chalk.
Yeah.
Dirt chalk bad, chocolate chalk good. And then we move over to the centers. These are kind of the big ones, at least on this slate. So we got Nikola Jokic. He's obviously in play on every given slate that he's on. Karl Anthony Towns at 1.1. You know, who are they playing? Oh, they're playing Pelicans again tonight. It could be a nice little game for him as well.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of that game, he's going against Valanciunas. Valanciunas is 1.2, so you might have a little battle back and forth between those two guys. Both not the greatest defensive centers, so they could help each other out. And then Nikolai Vucevic for the Bulls. We just saw the center against the Pistons have a big game last night, so Nikolai Vucevic, who's been playing better as of late, could be in that situation once again tonight.
And I might do that. I might just play all three of these centers right here.
All the different ones,
bottom ones. Yep, I might just the 3 different $1 ones. I might just try that.
Yeah, that's not a bad strategy. And then I know we're going to get into the dart throws too, but whoever ends up starting at center for the Toronto Raptors could be very interesting as well.
Let me get right into it. I mean, didn't get updated, but we can talk about it.
Yeah, so I'll go through real quick. I got my whole list here. So for the guards that I do have now, we have Austin Rivers. He's at 2x. If he does end up starting in place of Will Barton, if Will Barton does end up missing now, let's see. Yeah, so he's going to roll with our lineup tonight. And then then I have the Raptors 2 potential players that could end up starting tonight. Steve Mikhailuk at 2 multiplier or Yuta Watanabe at 2 multiplier as well. You can also look at Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I think he's at 1.85 still for the Wizards. Not like, Bradley Beal's out, but I don't expect him to like go crazy or anything like that. But if he shoots the ball well, maybe it could happen. Aaron Holiday, who I did like until he wasn't starting, he's a 2 multiplier as well. But if he comes off the bench, plays well, he could still get more minutes than Corey Kispert either way. So definitely a dart throw, but a lot of these guys are kind of true dart throws. But, at that 2 multiplier, that's pretty much what you're paying for. Then we moved.
Go ahead. You're good.
So then for the forwards, we get Trey Lyles once again at 1.75. He's played, he's made the dart throw darlings that paid off the last 2 nights that he's played. So definitely in play once again. I got Precious Achiuwa down here at 1.75 as well. If he does end up starting for the Raptors, if he doesn't end up starting, not interested in him at all. Kevon Looney, who we talked about a little bit the last time out at 1.85, definitely paid off on that slate. He had 16 rebounds, over 40 points. He's starting once again. There's no Draymond Green tonight, so definitely in play. And then I personally had Andre Iguodala down. I thought maybe there was a chance Otto Porter Jr. doesn't end up playing, but he is ended up playing now. Kuminga's out, but Gary Payton and Otto Porter Jr. come out. You could bet on an Andre Iguodala if you really want to take a dart throw at 1.85. Probably not going to play more than 26 minutes. Probably not going to get you more than 24 points. But if he has that upside game, if he plays well and Steve Kerr leaves him in the game, definitely could pay off. And then I had Zaire Williams down 2 if he's a 2 multiplier if he does end up starting for the Grizzlies once again. So not super high on Zaire Williams. He's probably like the least on that list, but that 2 multiplier is definitely enticing. Then for the dart throws at center, we have one of them down there at Khem Birch, just because I had a hunch that Scotty Barnes wasn't going to play. If he ends up in the starting lineup at a 2 multiplier, definitely could do a lot worse than Khem Birch. And then I have Chris Boucher, who's another Toronto Raptors center at 1.7 down in the dart throws. Just if you want to take a dart throw on the Raptors center, it could be Khem Birch at at a multiplier of 2. It could be Chris Boucher at 1.7, or it could be Precious Achiuwa at 1.75. Obviously, you're not going to play 2 of those guys, and Precious Achiuwa and Chris Boucher, they're kind of nice because they qualify at forward. Boucher's at forward and center, and Birch is just at center. So we'll have to see who ends up starting, but definitely could be an interesting play there. But none of them are guaranteed to go off, and we can see, and we see centers all the time getting foul trouble. Last night it was Nick Claxton, and then the next guy steps up and he does well too. So there's a little bit of risk to them.
Do we know if Draymond Green is out?
Yeah, he's out.
So I'm gonna play Looney. I'm playing Looney then.
Yeah, Looney looks pretty nice at 1.85. He should play around 30 minutes probably once again.
That looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you can't just go like, I know last game he got over 40 points and they had the 1.85, but if he gets 30 points at 1.85, that's going to be pretty good. And they go against the Grizzlies. if Steven Adams plays, makes Looney look a little bit better because I think Looney gets more minutes. If Steven Adams doesn't play, then maybe he looks a little bit worse.
I think we'll be all right. I think I'm going to go with that. I mean, I'm not mad at it.
So
I like
let's
that.
see.
David says,
I want a little bit of clarification here. Just so I think he's asking about Kyle Anderson. Are you asking about Kyle Anderson, David? Because he's eligible at guard and forward. He's eligible at guard and forward too. But if he does end up starting, whichever hole you have in your lineup, you can definitely play him at.
Never mind. What, David?
I just put him down at forward because on the basketball court he typically plays forward, even though he has shooting guard and small forward eligibility on SuperDraft for some reason.
All right, let me add this here, and let me know. I guess David says my bad.
No, you're good.
No worries, David.
I was just reading at first. I'm like, is he talking about Trey Lyles? Because Trey Lyles is only a forward, but I'm like, he must be talking about Kyle Anderson.
All right, let me know if anybody pops up. I'm gonna get into this.
Yeah, you're good.
SuperDraft.
Yeah.
So I guess
I'm gonna refresh this picture.
So far on this one. So far I was building this kind of when you were talking. I was kind of building this. Damn, I got a splinter. Van Vliet. So at guard I went Van Vliet and I went Anthony Edwards in this one. I think so. When I don't like playing Cat and Edwards together. Like I'd rather play.
That can be kind of rough sometimes because they both kind of need the ball.
Russell and Cat. I'll play them. So I'm gonna do that with this one. So I went, Valanciunas in this one at my center then, and went with Ant. So that was kind of my strategy there. And then I went Dinwiddie. I mean, we're gonna go with some of these chocolate chalk. And then I went Kuzma, and then Looney. I mean, I guess I could take Edward. Man, I don't know. I still like this play. I like this.
You're fine.
And then Looney. So I think this is a pretty solid.
Yeah, because you're pretty. So you're pretty safe there because you got like Fred VanVleet, you got Dinwiddie, Kuzma. They're kind of chalky, and then like you got Looney, which like Looney could be a very good play, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be playing him. I don't think he's going to have very high ownership just because there are so many other guys that are a little bit bigger names at the forward.
Yeah, with Green out, I think that that's a good play.
Yeah. I mean, at the worst, he probably gets you 40 points. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but I think he goes over 50. I think I'm pretty with a pretty solid bet that he goes over 50.
Well, after the multiplier.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because at the worst he gets you 40. Because at the worst he gets 20 real life, unless he gets in like foul trouble or something. But that's probably not going to happen against Memphis.
Oh, he said he had the wrong person. David said he had the wrong person.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, David? Tell us in the chat, brother.
Yeah, he's looking at I think he's looking at Kyle Anderson, but I think he was trying to click on Trey Lyles. So the Warriors have announced their starting lineup, even though they don't play until 7:00 Central Time.
Wow.
So some teams do this. They get it out real early. So the Golden State Warriors are starting Steph Curry once again, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins. Juan Toscano Anderson is starting in place of Draymond Green, and then Kevon Looney at center once again. So Toscano Anderson in place of Green. I think he's either a 1.95 multiplier or 1.2, or a 2 multiplier. But the problem with him is, like, yeah, he'll start, but he'll probably only end up playing like 20 minutes. Because they got him, they kind of got him, Bielitsa, Otto Porter. They can run Andre Iguodala depending on how the game's looking like too. So it's not like he's a great play, even though he has a high multiplier. Like he could go off and have a really good game, but the odds of it aren't quite as likely.
So my last forward in this one, like I'm thinking Ingram or Siakam.
Yeah, I mean Pascal Siakam is probably the safest bet.
Yeah, I think
part of me likes OG tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking about the OG, but Jaron Jackson's not a bad play either.
Yeah, he just depends if Steven Adams plays or not. But I guess like
with the multiplier, it's not huge, but I mean, anytime I take like a risky, you know, like that 1 point, anybody that when I take one of our dart throw darlings, you know, like I have to have at least somewhat of a safe, you know,
play somewhere else.
like almost everywhere else. I mean, 1.45. I mean, with Kuzma, I feel safe with that. You know,
I
1.4s, I feel
think
safe with that. But
based on the fact that you play Valanciunas, I wouldn't play Ingram in the Valanciunas lineup because those guys don't typically like they can go off at the same night, but it hasn't happened as often.
they say they like Ingram.
Yeah, I like Ingram too, but I just don't like putting Ingram and Valanciunas together.
That's when okay, then we'll do that. So okay, then my other lineup, we'll flip it, right? We'll flip it and we'll do that, right? When I put
Yeah,
Cat
like
in.
the lineup that you have Cat in, you can just play Ingram
Yeah,
like in
okay.
that one.
So Siakam in this one?
Yeah, Siakam in this one. And I think Siakam's just a little bit safer. I think he has a safer floor at least. Because like his floor is like 46, 48 points. Whereas Ingram's floor is like 38.
All right,
And they both probably have the same type of upside too.
Does it look nice and big? Can you see that?
What?
Does it look nice and big?
Nah, I
All right,
gotta make my screen bigger.
so here's the lineup. Read it out to them.
Yeah, so at guards, we got Fred VanVleet, Anthony Edwards, Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyle Kuzma, Kevon Looney, Pascal Siakam, and then you have Jonas Valanciunas at center, right? Yep.
Yes, in this one. And I kind of like our core here, like Kuzma, Dinwiddie, Van Vliet.
I think most people are going to be on Dinwiddie and Kuzma. Or at
And
least
Looney. I think I'm
one of
gonna
the
just
two.
stick with Looney. I think that I'm gonna stick with those 4 players and kind of move. Who else? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's gonna be my strategy.
Here's an interesting question. So Second Take Extra says, if you guys were in the SB, so I'm going to assume Super Bowl, would you pick heads or tails on the coin flip?
Tails never fails. I would. Tails
That's
never
probably
fails.
where I go too.
I don't know. It's just something I've always kind of lived by. I mean, I'm sure a crap ton of people live by that too. But
yeah.
I mean,
Either way,
heads,
I'm probably going to
head.
get wrong either way though. So
Do love me some head.
So 1.7.
Yeah.
So that's Jay Crowder. So last game is his first game back. He didn't play particularly well. He had a couple steals that made his line look a little bit better. I probably, with Johnson out, probably project him for about 23 points times 1.7. He's got to knock a couple threes down for him to really be worth it. Let's just put it that way. Because otherwise he pretty much projects for about 41 super draft points, which is not like a very good play. I try to not play anybody unless they kind of project for at least 48 points personally. But if he knocks a couple extra threes down, then he could definitely be in play. So he could pay off for the 1.7 multiplier. I just wish it was like, if it was like 1.85 or something, he'd look a lot better. So where are you at now? You getting the next one up? I think you're muted.
So yeah, I mean, what happened was it filled up. It filled up before I could get it in. Let's see. That was pretty quick to do though. We got so much time.
Yeah, especially like when you get this close up to lock, we're about 16 minutes before lock. It fills up real quick. So Second Take Extra thoughts on Jaren Jackson Jr. So he looks really good unless Steven Adams ends up playing. Then it takes away from some of his rebound upside. He always has a chance of getting in foul trouble. Probably not going to get in foul trouble if he plays center against Kevon Looney though. And then DeMar DeRozan's definitely in play. He's pretty much always in play. If he has an upside game, he'll do well for you. If he has a regular game, at least he's a safe floor pretty much. And then Cat, him and Valanciunas, I think they're both definitely in play.
Yeah, I'm playing Cat tonight. I think that Minnesota's going to tear it up tonight. They've been doing pretty damn well the last couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the Pelicans were like a good defensive team like the last couple of years, but they aren't now. But I mean, like some of like the one year they had Drew, like 2 years ago they had Drew Holiday, who was a great defender. Like Zion's an okay defender. He like block shots at least.
He's so big.
So David asked who was the center on the last lineup. So the last lineup that we had up on the screen, it was Jonas Valanciunas.
Yep.
He is a 1.2 multiplier for the Pelicans.
He's in there right now if you see it. We also like Cat, Karl Anthony Towns. Who else did we say?
Both Nikolai, so Nikolai Vucevic and Nikolai Jokic. And then if you want to take a dart throw on whoever starts at center for the Toronto Raptors, you can do that. But it's risky. What's one prop bet we're confident in? I honestly haven't looked at props too much today because I was going to look at Prize Picks, and then Bradley Beal got ruled out, and then I had to like change everything for it's Taco Tuesday on Prize Picks. What's the taco?
Oh yeah.
Though?
What's the taco?
So I don't know. I don't even see a taco. It must not be.
Lying to you.
It must be for like something other than NBA. So I'm just look through real quick. See, for me personally, I like doing fantasy score on Prize Picks, but I know a lot of the other sites don't have that.
All right,
let's see. I'm looking. Underdog, theirs is a Diggs 0.5 yards, so that must be for this weekend. So yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. Where they got D'Angelo Russell's assist at? That's hard though, because it's like 6.5. I was like, you could do Russell under the assist since Beverly's back, but it's only 6.5 on Prize Picks at least, so it should be pretty similar on other sites. They have Klay Thompson at 1.5 assists. He probably goes under that, but that's a little risky too.
Do we like the OG? Maybe I think I want to play the OG in one of these lineups too.
Yeah, I do like OG. And I see they have Cade Cunningham at 5.5 assists on Prize Picks. Not sure what it is on other sites, but he's been over that 4 out of the last 6 games or 4 out of the last 5 games. The only game he did go under was that Orlando game. I'm just trying to see.
This one might be my other one I do. I might. Let's see.
Yeah. Clay gets 20 minutes per game.
Right so in this one right here, I'm going to make this another one of mine. So we went here. Let's see. You want to read this out?
Yeah. So you got, let's see what you got. Oh, okay. So can you scroll up? You don't have the top card on there.
Oh, my bad.
So Fred VanVleet, D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, OG Anunoby. Scroll down a little bit. And then Kyle. So OG Anunoby, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, so I see Second Take Extra said that Clay's getting 20 minutes per game, he thinks. And yeah, so pretty much he played 20 minutes last game. They said his minutes restriction is going to be the same as last game, essentially. So it's going to be somewhere between like 20 and 24 minutes. Unless, Steve Kerr just lies and changes up the rotation, which he does all the time. So, but I wouldn't expect him to play over 26. Let's just put it that way. And the crazy thing is he took like 17 shots in like 20 minutes the last game. So he really wasn't that great. Let's see.
Probably set my SuperDraft ones. My SuperDraft Pro shit.
Let's see. Let's see. They got Kem Birch at 5.5 rebounds. I'd bet the over on that if he does end up starting, but we don't know if he's starting yet. Because if he starts, he probably plays at least 26 minutes, I would assume, unless he gets in foul trouble. Then let's see what else we got here. God, he was doing that even before that Beverly was out.
So look at Van Vliet. What are some good ones for Van Vliet? Because I heard some
Hold
good
on.
ones for.
I don't like the Van Fleet props, honestly. What they because it's like 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Let's see. Kevon Looney is 7.5 rebounds. I think that's an easy over.
That. Yeah, for sure.
So I might put that in myself right now. At least that's what he's on Prize Picks. I assume he's around 7.5, 8 on most sites though. And I did like Kate.
Go ahead.
I did like Kate Cunningham's assist over 5.5, which was earlier. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Zubac at 7.5 rebounds. He probably goes over that unless he gets in foul trouble or like something crazy happens. So I don't hate that at 7.5. What were you saying?
I said just so y'all know, I'm basically just playing a mixture of all the kind of lineups we've already talked about. I'm just kind of mixing up some of the players. Like, if I don't have Russell in, D'Angelo Russell in, I got Anthony Edwards in. And if I have Anthony Edwards in, I don't have Karl Anthony Towns in. I just don't like mixing them together. So if I do that, so then let's go see our centers here. So at center, I'm probably gonna play.
I take a look at the point or the over under on the points for the two Wizards guys too, because Kyle Kuzma's at 21.5. He's hit that 4 of the last 5 games, and that was playing alongside Bradley Beal. And then Spencer Dinwiddie's at 16.5, and obviously there's no Bradley Beal tonight. He's still hit it 4 out of the last. Well, he just came back these last 2 games he came back, but before he was gone, he was hitting that pretty easy too with Bradley Beal. Let's see. Fred VanVleet's point total is 24. That's pretty high. Like he's hit it 4 out of the last 5 games, but he did hit that one dud game where his prop total was like 22 points that game. Of course, that was the game I bet it though. Let's see what else we got here. Anthony Edwards, 19.5 points. Doesn't look terrible, but he had 19 last game. So he's hit it 3 out of the last 5 games. But they do have Beverly back tonight, which just shakes things up a little bit. Let's see what else we got.
I'm gonna do one with Steph Curry.
I'm tempted. So John Morant, 24.5 points. I'm tempted to go under on that just because he's been under the last 2 times out. He's kind of banged up right now too, so you could definitely see him go under, but it's a little bit risky as well. Let's see. They got Clay at 15.5. He got 17 points in 20 minutes last time out. I'm not sure that's repeatable, but he did take 17 shots in 20 minutes, so it's a little risky either way. Is there any other good ones? Nikola Jokic, 26.5. That's not that great of a line. Yeah, there's not too much. So I would say definitely the Kevon Looney rebounds should be around 7.5 or 8 on most sites. So he's like, I see I can take extra. Do I think Ja gets 20 tonight? He probably gets 20. He is 24.5 on Prize Picks. I'd bet the under on 24.5, but probably the over on 20.
So I figured that we would do this for you guys every day because it's really been helping me. Ever since I met Craig, I've been learning a lot more about basketball, and I've been paying way more attention to basketball. I mean, I like basketball a lot. I mean, and playing this and learning how to understand, what you're looking for in players, like that's actually been helping me at least hit in at least 1 or 2 games, and I appreciate you, Craig, for that. And these guys clearly appreciate it.
Yeah. So Anthony's asking who's a good center multiply play there, I think, right? So pretty much there's the 4 main guys who are all 1 to 1.2 with Nikolai Jokic, Nikolai Vucevic, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jonas Valanciunas. If you don't want to play one of those 4, you want to take a higher multiplier, you can look at Zubac at 1.6. You can look at whoever ends up starting for the Raptors at center for a high multiplier, but it's a little bit risky. That's pretty much where center's at today. So there's not anybody with super high multipliers unless you're taking a super risky guy with whoever starts at the center position. For the Raptors, hopefully it's Kem Birch at 2 multiplier. If he does anything decent, then he should be worth it, but still a risk as well. And then obviously Zubac at 1.6. If he plays 28 minutes, he probably can get 30 points. 1.6, that gets you up to 48, which is right about where you're looking to be. I like Zubac, but he fails me like half the time too.
I'm definitely going to go. I'm rocking
Zubac is
SuperDraft Pro stuff tonight. I'm definitely rocking my Timberwolves.
Yeah, but Zubac is kind of that guy. When he's really good, he's really like he'll win you the slate. When he's bad, he's just gonna make you think you never played money at all, or something. I don't even know how to phrase it. You know, when he's really good, he's gonna get you like if he's really good tonight, he'll get you like probably 70 points. But that's probably only gonna happen 4 times during the year. And the fact he's playing against Jokic too makes it less likely because he could get in foul trouble. But I think he matches up better against Jokic than Ibaka does because Ibaka's just kind of dead now, which is kind of sad to see. But
what do you think about Desmond Bane?
Desmond Bane's in play. I don't know if anybody listening has ever watched this, but there's a video where they ask Kevin Durant the 5 best players he's ever played with, right? And he's listing them off. He's got like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, James Harden. I don't remember who I don't remember who the 4th one was, but it wasn't Westbrook. And then he goes Serge Ibaka, and then they're like, "Don't you mean Russell Westbrook?" And he's like, "Oh, I forgot about him." Like just plays it off. He just plays off all cool. It's like Serge Ibaka. It is hilarious.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm just doing some last minute updates on my own for a couple other sites too.
Oh, you're good. I'm just gonna finish with these lineups, and then we can talk a little. I mean, you can talk some more price picks if you want. I'm all for that.
Yeah, price picks doesn't start till 10 minutes after the slate, at least. Thoughts on Austin Rivers? He had a great 22-point performance. Yes. Well, Austin Rivers looks better if Will Barton's out tonight. Will Barton was listed as out initially today. Now he's listed as questionable, unfortunately. And yeah, if he starts, he's in play. But the thing about Austin Rivers is he has one big game every year. It's usually about 3, where he just shoots the ball like crazy. He never misses, and then disappears back into his hole for like another 5 games. So if you want to go with that, that's perfectly fine. It's a little risky though. But with Will Barton out, it definitely helps. If he's actually out, let's put it that way. I assume he's out since he was out and then he's questionable.
All
but
right.
usually,
here's my SuperDraft Pro lineup if you guys want to know. You want to read it out for him?
Give me 1 second. I'm finishing something up.
Oh, my bad. I got D'Angelo Russell, Fred VanVleet. And then I went with so a little change here. I went with Desmond Bane. And then I went Kyle Kuzma. And then I went with obviously I've been going with Kayvon Looney just because of that, Desmond Green shit. And then I went with the OG. And then Cat. I went with Cat.
Okay. Let's see where we're at now. So yeah, Marcel's like he said Ibaka. Yeah, he did say Ibaka. Oh, so Curry, Thompson, Harden, Kyrie, and Ibaka. Yep. Which technically is kind of funny because if you think about it, Kevin Durant played on the Olympic team too, so he played with everybody that was on the Olympic team, and he still said Ibaka is the 5th guy.
That's funny.
It's like you could have picked like you could have picked LeBron from like the Olympic team. You could have picked like all these other guys. Nope, Ibaka. And what was I gonna say? So the reason and the crazy thing to think about is when Oklahoma City was all together, when they had Harden, Durant, and Westbrook all on the same team. The reason they didn't keep James Harden is because he's the 6th man, and they gave Ibaka an extension instead. So it's kind of crazy to think about it when you think about it that way, But honestly, looking back, what they should have done is they probably should have just traded Westbrook away for like a haul, kept James Harden, kept Kevin Durant, kept Ibaka, kept like Steven Steven Adams was kind of a little bit later there, but if they had all those guys and they had like a decent couple role players off the bench, they probably would have won a title. Because everywhere Russell Westbrook goes, the team doesn't win. And you're seeing it this year with the Lakers. So,
Damn it.
And apparently the Lakers won't win a title this year either because LeBron only wins titles the year as Alabama wins championships. Apparently, like that was a thing that came out today.
Really?
Yeah.
I only got my elite one in. Fuck. It wouldn't let me set these. It was stupid.
Does it let you pick it afterwards or not?
No, you can't. Can't get it in. Oh well, I got my elite one in. I just didn't get my premium and basic in. Son of a bitch. Some of a bitch. Oh well. Let's talk some prize picks then.
Yeah.
There's some other stuff you want to talk about prize picks. I'm all for that, man.
Yeah. So I see second take extra. He's talking a couple there. He's like, Russ and Harden were never going to work. Yeah, that was a terrible idea to start with. Like if if Harden and Chris Paul couldn't work, why did they think Russell Westbrook and Harden were going to work? And then he says I wouldn't say it's all Russell's fault, but like the thing is, LeBron and Russell Westbrook can't work together either. It's kind of like Harden and Westbrook all over again.
Well, Westbrook's all about himself.
Yeah. It's just like everywhere he goes, they never get over they're never going to get over that. It's just like if you look at the Wizards this year, the Wizards are actually playing better without Russell Westbrook.
Dang.
So Siakam or Ingram. So Anthony, going back to this real quick, we talked about it just real briefly before. So Siakam, I would say, has the safer floor. They both have similar upside. Just kind of depends on the rest of your lineup, what you got there. So if you played like Jonas Valanciunas, I'd probably play Siakam. If you played like OG Anunoby, maybe Fred VanVleet, maybe you go Ingram instead.
Jonathan says, are you guys familiar with Underdog Fantasy? What are good overs and unders tonight? Actually, I have not played that yet.
So I'm familiar with Underdog, but I don't like bet over unders on Underdog personally. I use Prize Picks. So I did have a couple. So the main ones that I had before was the over on the rebounds on Convanlini. I like the over on rebounds for Kem Birch. It was 5.5 on Prize Picks. If he does end up starting, I assume most of these numbers are going to be pretty similar on most sites. Cade Cunningham, 5.5 assists. I do like the over for the points for Spencer Dinwiddie and Kyle Kuzma. It was 16.5 and 21.5 on Prize Picks, 16.5 for Spencer Dinwiddie, 21.5 for Kuzma. So those are kind of some of the ones that stood out to me, at least initially. The thing I do like about Prize Picks, though, too, you can bet on the fantasy points too. So like say the line for Spencer Dinwiddie is like 22 points. You can bet the over on that as well.
Second take extra says last time Georgia won the title in 1980, the Cowboys won in Philly the week before hosting an NFC West team in a wild card round. So here's my thought. I think Cowboys are going to lose this week.
It's possible. So the Cowboys are the weirdest team because they can beat anyone on any given night.
They're going to be tired because they did a lot. I mean, Dak threw for a lot.
I mean, it's still a normal week.
Dude, they had to keep them in. Was it 52 minutes of the game? All their starters were in.
They didn't have to. They chose to. But
Philly, how many starters were in there for Philly?
Not many.
Yeah, so it took that long just to make sure that they won. Like that's crazy.
But I think it's just part of the rivalry. Like Dallas is like, we just want to murder them, pretty much. Like just rub it in their face, which is kind of stupid because like, what if Dak gets hurt? What if Zeke gets hurt? What if CeeDee Lamb gets hurt? What if I guess Micah Parsons wasn't playing, but like, what if somebody else important gets hurt? Like I think Teron Smith ended up playing in that game. What if he gets hurt? Like, it's just so many things that could go wrong.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm going to see if I can get some prize picks in here just because I was talking about some of them. So I got Looney is definitely going to be one at over 7.5 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to go Dinwiddie's points, I think. Ooh, his fantasy score is 35.5. He could have a bad game and make that not happen, though. Let's see what we got for the Kuzma ones. So it's actually nice because they added a search function on Prize Picks now too. So like if you type in Kuzma, it'll pull up all his props too. He's got a 41 fantasy score. He's been over that 4 out of the last 5 games. The one game he barely missed. And there's no Bradley Beal. Probably going over on that too. I might just go with those 3 for now. So if you're on Prize Picks, I went over on rebounds at 7.5 for Kevin Looney. Over 16.5 points for Spencer Dinwiddie, and over 41 fantasy points for Kyle Kuzma. And I got a bunch of promo money left, so I'm probably going to just use all of it. I don't even know how I got all this promo money on Prize Picks. Just like popped up one day.
Did you get like bonuses and shit like that?
I don't know.
I haven't been on it yet, so I don't really know like how it all works.
Like you get someone like you first deposit, but then like I was doing like they had like ones for different days of Christmas and stuff, and some of those you did, but then it was like all of a sudden I got like an extra like $100 promo dollars or something. I'm like, I don't even know how this got here. Let's see. We got the Suns starting lineup now, which is Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, and DeAndre Ayton, which is a standard lineup for the Suns.
So I think so Super Bowl predictions. So I just think that Green Bay is going to end up making it all the way, and I think that they're going to win the Super Bowl.
They choke every year.
Yeah, I know they do, but Aaron Rodgers, I think he's got something to prove. He's going to win and leave. He's going to win and leave. So I'm going to go do it somewhere else. I'm going to do it somewhere else, just like Tom did, so people can't say I'm better than Tom or something like that. I could see.
I'm not sure that's how it works, but okay.
I could see him doing something like that.
But I mean, I'm better than Tom. Well, you have.
He isn't golf. I'll say that much. He isn't golf.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if Toronto's lineup came through or not. Refresh. Nope. Super Bowl. But so you have Green Bay winning it.
Yeah.
So who else do you have in the Super Bowl then?
I don't know. I really don't know who's going to make it there. I mean, who do you think would be a good opponent for them in the Super Bowl? A shootout, though. We want a shootout. That's the thing. Is like in the Super Bowl, I want to shoot. Yeah, that would be pretty nuts. That would be actually really nuts. Like a young QB versus an aged QB, both of them.
The guy that won MVP last year and the guy that should have won MVP last year.
Yeah, I think that would be dope. Bills and Green Bay, that would be pretty sick. And actually, I think it would be a pretty close game.
So personally, I would like the Eagles over the 49ers to win, just because I like chaos. Because I want to see like Jimmy just like win the Super Bowl and then they'd be like, oh, well, we've spent 3 first-round picks on this other guy. It'd just be kind of funny because they lost on the Super Bowl a couple of years ago too. It'd be kind of funny if they came back and like they played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and they end up winning this time. That'd be kind of cool too. And for the Eagles, it's just like for all the people like out there that just kind of been boo-hooing Jalen Hurts for the longest time, being like, oh, Carson Wentz wasn't the problem. Turns out Carson Wentz was the problem.
Oh yeah.
And like the Eagles team, like they didn't start out very good this year. That's for sure. They did a lot of terrible play calling early on in the year. Their defense was giving up, a little bit of yards, a lot of completions, stuff like that. But they kind of come together and they kind of have a decent team. I like a lot of the guys that they do have on that team too. Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox and some of these guys that have just been around for a while. But at least most of them have a Super Bowl ring from a couple of years back. But just be kind of interesting to see. I was never like a big Eagles fan, but I'm a big fan of Jalen Hurts. I'm a big fan of Devonta Smith.
Mm-hmm.
They probably don't have enough firepower on the offense right now, but if they somehow beat Tampa Bay this week, they go to Green Bay. Green Bay always struggles against mobile quarterbacks in the playoffs. They lost to Michael Vick. That was like a big thing back in the day too, just because nobody had gone into Green Bay and like won in like the Frozen Tundra games, like a road team. It was a big advantage that they had for the longest time. Then he went in there, and then like a couple of years back, Kaepernick went in there and just shredded the crap out of him too. So, am I saying Jalen Hurts is either of those two guys? No, I'm not saying that, but he's a mobile quarterback, and traditionally, that's kind of been the trend that's happened. And lately, history has been repeating itself for a lot of things, except Alabama beating Georgia last night.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, your best like offensive weapon is gone, and like what Saban said is they're like he got interviewed and she was like, so what are you gonna do? losing Williams. It's just like he's like, well, some of
We're
these
gonna.
guys have to step it up. Some of them don't have
He's like the
experience, but they're gonna learn today. I was like, oh,
he's like the freshman guy step up. Well, it's
yeah.
not even that the fact that they lost him, they lost Mechie too, like
Well,
2 games
he was
ago.
already out though. I mean,
So both of them got like ACLs.
yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that sucks for Williams though, because now he probably won't even get drafted in the first round now.
Yeah, definitely not.
And then I think Mechie goes back to
Value,
school.
that's value. Somebody's gonna get value.
Maybe like if he comes back, like I know
Yeah.
90% of people come back from ACLs fine nowadays, but there's still like that small percent that don't, or they don't come back all the way, or they tear it again. He's just like a crazy story because he's like literally buried on the Ohio State depth chart, and then he transfers to Alabama and does well. It's weird. It's weird when you think about it.
Yep.
But those Ohio State wide receivers are pretty good too, with Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. Yeah, he had a good college career. I don't think he's that great, but like NFL wise. And then Jackson Smith and Jigba could be the best one out of three.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that dude.
I mean, exactly what Jalen. I mean, it's the same thing that Devonta Smith did. When he had the opportunity to just be the guy, he actually showed up and he was the guy. Like that's insanity.
Hold on. The year before, when all the other four wide receivers were, Devonta Smith was the best wide receiver there. He's the one that Tua looked at when he was in trouble. He led the team in catches. He led the team in yards. Over Jerry Jeudy, over Henry Ruggs, over Jalen Waddle too. So
he loves him some Waddle though.
Yeah. Like he's done better this year than I thought he was going to do, but a lot of it's just volume.
You watching what game? You got any basketball on?
Nah, not yet.
Kentucky's playing Vanderbilt too.
Who is?
Kentucky.
Oh,
that's my brother's favorite team. He's huge.
Yeah, I'll be watching Kansas game at 7. So.
Oh shit, Sir Bong's a lot. What up, dude?
The starting lineup for the Toronto Raptors was announced. So it's Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby. Watanabe is starting in place of Gary Trent, Pascal Siakam, and then Kem Birch is starting in place of Scotty Barnes. So that Kem Birch 5.5 rebounds looks pretty nice now. And if you want to play Kem Birch in your center position, he's a 2x multiplier. If you want to hope and get lucky on him, you can definitely do that. And Watanabe, he's a 2x multiplier too. He's eligible at guard and forward. So if you really want to play him, you could do it. But, playing with VanVleet and Siakam, he's probably not going to get that many shots. Anunoby's probably going to get a couple extra shots today as well.
So let's see here. We can.
Do you remember that? You remember that dunk that was essentially a poster that Edwards had last year, right? Where he posterized the guy.
No, I'll have to look it up.
You just like dunked right over the guy. That was Watanabe.
Oh,
it's like this. This is like the Asian basketball player or whatever. Might be Asian American. I don't know off the top of my head though. But Edward just jumps like straight up over him. It got big, and it's actually for Top Shot if you're into that at all.
Yeah, so that's something that I should have got into last year.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into it at all. It's kind of cool. Like it's interesting. Boy, it's just like, how long is this stuff gonna last?
So my brother-in-law, he got he had to sign up to get in line, to get chosen, and then you have to get picked,
Yeah,
and
then you can buy it.
So yeah, then you can buy it. So he got it, and he got his pack, and I can't remember what he said he got, but like the one he got, so he bought like a $25 pack, and like the card he got was like worth like $85. I was like, sell it now. I was like, sell it immediately. I was like, you don't know the value on that. It's probably going to go down. It's a sports player. All it takes is them to get injured and that thing is gone. I was like, it's already worth more than what you paid for it. It's like what, more than triple what you paid for it. I was like, you just go cash for that shit.
And now that card's probably worth $600.
Who cares?
Yeah, no.
Probably not.
So like that's the way I am. I'm like, if I make a profit, I'm done. Like, just give me it.
I feel it's something. So when it comes to like basketball cards, though, when I have stuff like players that I know could be either Hall of Fame style or like Kobe stuff, like now that's like priceless because he can never sign shit again.
Yep.
So I mean, and I have a sick ass card. I got I think it's numbered 21 of 24, and it's
Huh.
like a jersey patch, like a Kobe autograph card. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I remember we used to trade like basketball cards like when we were growing up in school. And then they like banned them because they didn't like us like doing it all the time. I think like somebody broke into somebody else's locker and stole some or something like that too, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, but I remember those jersey cards being really hot. I got a couple like Tracy. The one I used to have, or I think I still have it somewhere, was you remember what Jay Williams that was with the Bulls?
Yep.
He got drafted. He's on like on ESPN and stuff now, but he got drafted really high. Had like the really good rookie year. Then he like tore his knee up in a motorcycle accident. Tried to come back. It was just never the same. But like that card, like back in the day, like when I got it, it was like $20, and you're like, hey, this thing's gonna be like $500 in a couple of years. Then he like kills his knee in the motorcycle accident.
Yeah, dude. So I pulled in what so I'm gonna get back into doing box breaks. I don't know if you're into that shit, but
Yeah, I haven't really gotten into that. One of my buddies is, but it's more
I
for baseball.
I did it. So when I was in the military, I did it, and I had to stop because like when I was in, you can't use. So I found out that you can't use the military post office to make profit, and I was like, that's
Oh,
stupid. So I couldn't mail people
yeah,
their stuff, so I had to stop, which sucked because obviously if you have 32 teams, you have to mail 32 packages. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And they're like, no, you can't do that. So because it's free, it's free postage.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Like if it's like them small things. So what I started doing is I was like, fuck you guys. I found a way through it. So what I did is I just got envelopes and I just padded the stuff on the inside and I just put 2 stamps on that bitch and I threw it in the fucking mail.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's what I do. I've done like a lot of selling like sports cards, trading cards, collectible cards, and stuff like that too.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really big into that stuff, and I mean, I want to start doing that again. Like I like cards and I like collectibles and I like all that shit. Like,
Yeah, some of that
I'm
stuff's really starting to come back now too.
yeah, I agree. And like I have a whole bunch of like the reason when I did that back then, like I bought a whole bunch of cards, so I really need to go through these because I didn't realize that some of these like 19 I don't know what they are 19. There's some like Jordan cards. Like apparently there's supposed to be some rookie cards in this year that I bought, and I need to go through it again because like back then they didn't really say like all that stuff. Back then it would just say their stats, like if it was just a rookie stats or whatever.
Mhm.
But then you got to realize which ones are reprints and shit like that too. So,
Yeah, I
but I
remember
have
you.
some really older cards. Like I bought the ones they came back in the day. They came back. They came in they had the wax, the wax paper that went over them.
Yeah,
So I mean that's the shit I'm into. I like that stuff. I'm really big into.
I remember growing up poor and like they had those Beckett magazines that said like what your cards were worth and stuff, right?
Yep.
I could never like afford to buy the magazine, so I like look it up like when I'm at the store, like one of my random cards, and then like the next time I go back, I look it up, the next one up.
But yeah. There was my grandma's house was like right down. There was like a card shop like a couple blocks down the street, and I would we would ride our bikes up there when we were little, and I ended up we would collect baseball cards and shit, and we would just go up there with like $5-10 we got from our grandma. And we just I'd buy some cards, dude. And I bought a pack, and my buddies got some cool shit. I'm like fuck. So I started opening this one, dude, and I got a rookie Ichiro Suzuki card. That shit was
That'd be
dope.
worth something
I mean,
now.
and the guy was like, "Oh shit," and he just ripped me off. I was a kid.
Yep, he's like, I'll give you like $20 for it, and it
Yeah,
sounds
he
good
gave
because
me
you
50.
just
He's like, "I'll give you
spent
I'll give you
five.
$50 and like what 2 packs or whatever you want in here, whatever you want." I was like, "Oh shit," and I was like, "All right, let me get them ovations."
Yeah, look, it sounds like a good deal when you're that young, you know.
Yeah, dude, I was like 10 years old. I'm like $50 and I get more cards. Hell yeah! That guy's like, ha ha ha, sucker,
That's $200 card.
sucker.
Yeah, but then some people they collect like so many of them, and then they just like my dad was really big into baseball cards, and he has like so many like old Corey Patterson cards. They were like at the time they were like $20 a piece. Now they're not even worth like a nickel.
Yeah, I mean, like you have to. Oh yeah, like I was saying. So back then, I was trying to tell you about the story back. So when I was started doing, box breaks, I pulled, an Andy Dalton. I have Andy Dalton rookie card. I should have just sold it immediately because it was so hot. Like he was like the
Yeah.
thing at that point. It's just like I should have just sold it. Now it's just like not even worth what the cards even it cost them to print it on.
like a buck. Maybe.
Yeah, if that. Nobody's like, oh yeah, you have to be like, it's like Andy Dalton's mom that's buying them all or something. You know. Oh shit. We can talk
That's his
about
wife.
tomorrow's slate too if you want to. It's
Yeah, I
just
mean, like,
one game, you know, with a champion and co-champion.
oh, there's a. I didn't even look at it yet. Tomorrow's yet. What is
This
it?
one's it's Brooklyn and Chicago.
Brooklyn and Chicago. So we got Brooklyn. Why are they always Brooklyn?
I don't know.
Ah, God, this one's boring too. Because like Brooklyn doesn't have a lot of great guys. Chicago has like a bunch of meh guys. Like it's all like it's. I shouldn't even say meh, but it's like it's Levine, it's DeRozan, it's Vucevic.
No, I agree. I
Lonzo
agree 100% with
Ball.
you. Every time
And then, like
I
a bunch
see
of
like
nobodies.
Chicago players, like I just go right past them. It's so hard for me to want to like. I mean,
Well, they have three guys. It's like they have three guys, so it's like pick the right one every night. If one of them's out, then they look better. If one of them's not out, then they look terrible. They look average.
Claxton, he got hurt the other night, didn't he? Last night.
Yeah. God, he screwed me.
Yeah,
Me
we
and my
played one too, but I mean that's okay. I mean it's not
who-
you can't predict injuries.
no, he got in foul
Oh,
trouble. So
I
he got
thought
in
it
foul
was
trouble first. It gets worse because he got 3 fouls in 4 minutes in the first half. So then he sat the rest of the first half, and then he came out in the second half, got like an assist, and then got hurt.
oh my god.
I think he only played 6 or 7 minutes the whole game though.
Oh my god.
But he's not a guy that he's not like that's the thing, like with basketball, like some guys like are more prone to getting in foul trouble. But like Claxton's really not. And like he just got 3 fouls in 4 minutes. And who are they playing? They were playing like a center that doesn't even like draw a lot of fouls either. So it was just like random. Yeah, but I played him on DraftKings. Me and my buddy, the line that we played on DraftKings, we played him because he's like 4,900, which is a pretty good price over there. And then it's like LaMarcus Aldridge isn't playing. It's like, cool, he'll play 28 minutes. Oh, never mind. He played 7.
I'm just going to play.
Hold on. I got to try to make my screen bigger so I can see it.
Play Nicola, and I'm going to play Kevin.
Hold on. I can see now.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
I can see clearly now. Yeah. I'll go through and do my spreadsheet and do the projections and everything. It's not, and that's really not that hard either, but just takes
feel like that's smart. What's Harden out? I'm just going to take Durant and take the flyer on
Durant.
Take the flyer
actually,
center always gets action. I mean, especially if you're a good center, you're getting a lot more action than like.
Is Harden actually out tomorrow though, or is he
out?
We'll click on him because that could be from yesterday still. Because sometimes they'll be like questionable for
Tuesday, 4:15 p.m. Harden knee is questionable for Wednesday's contest. Oh yeah, it's questionable.
He's playing. I don't care what they say.
The beard, it's the beard.
They're like he didn't undergo an MRI. He's fine.
Well, I'll play Harden too then.
Well, it's just hard because like if Durant, Harden, and Kyrie all play, then it's like which one's going to do the best? He played Kyrie played like 40 minutes last game or last night. Dear God. LaMarcus, he might play tomorrow. Who knows? His foot's hurt, so he's probably not going to play. What's wrong? What did Claxton actually injure? Let's see. Hamstring.
Ooh,
he's not playing tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't want that's like ugh.
Yeah. So if
it's lingering.
You know what's weird though? Is he got in foul trouble, he got hurt, and they didn't play Blake Griffin a ton either.
Really?
And LaMarcus Aldridge was out. They played freaking Duran Sharp. I'm like, why?
See,
Sharp probably ain't even on that slate, is he?
Probably not. That's too bad, man.
They just we don't want to use Blake.
The Neanderthal.
Still good.
He's a Neanderthal. I have always thought him. Blake Dunk Ball.
He's the Gronk of the NBA.
So we looking for.
So let's see though. So if Claxton doesn't play,
who were you looking for before?
Sharp, 2.55 right there.
Oh.
So he played a ton last night, which didn't make any sense. Who'd they play last night though? That dude looks way more muscular in his picture than he
yeah,
actually is.
Yeah, he looks ripped. I was gonna say he's like
I'm like,
Superman.
he didn't look that ripped at North Carolina last year.
He's been
They play the
eating
Trailblazers.
lots of spinach.
But like, why wouldn't you play? Why wouldn't you play Griffin against Nurkic? That doesn't make sense either. Steve Nash don't make sense.
He can only he's because he sees two ways.
But then it's like, I don't know. This is hard because it's like they've been playing Cam Thomas big minutes last 2 games, but Harden was out 1 game, and then
at 1.25, that just seems so.
How many minutes did Duke play last night? David Duke. He's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
There he is.
The Duke.
2.25. How many minutes did he play the last night?
13.
13.
Yuck.
Yeah, I don't want to play him. Keeps starting. Why are they? I don't get why they're starting him. Like, some NBA teams are weird. They're just like, we're going to start this random guy that doesn't matter. But he's only going to play like 2 rotations in the entire game and then never play again. But here's the thing, like Cam Thomas has been doing well, but he's done well. He played big minutes the last 2 games. So the last 2 games he played well, but he played 26 and 28 minutes, right? So the 28 minutes is when Kyrie wasn't able to play. The 26 minutes was when Harden wasn't going to play. So if Kyrie and Harden both play, is he actually going to be in the rotation? Because he wasn't before that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
So it's like, I don't know. You almost have to know who's playing tomorrow. So that's why like this slate's hard to play right now. Just because it's like, okay, is Harden going to play? Is Durant going to play? Is Irving going to play? Like, who's going to play? I feel like if I had to bet money, it's going to be Harden and Durant are going to play, and then Kevin Durant's going to have a random shoulder injury tomorrow.
I'm going with a 1.6, dude. I'm going Lonzo.
Yeah. Fuck Lonzo.
Yeah, I know. He's like the goofy ass looking ball.
LiAngelo. They're all weird looking. Like LaMelo and his faux top or whatever the heck you want to call it.
Faux hawk. I mean, that's big.
No, it's not a faux hawk. It's like that poofy thing.
Hawk. It's a fro hawk.
I don't even know what it is. It's just like this big poof on the top of his head that moves funny.
It just moves funny.
Yeah, I don't even know if he still has that haircut though or not. Who knows? Yeah. So I don't know.
Hey, everybody in the chat,
tell me
whoever's left in here, tell me what you're eating for dinner tonight because I'm hungry and I got to come up with something to eat. So
pizza.
Yeah, I mean, I had that last night though, but I have a stuffed crust in there.
Oh, that's what I'm having. I had taco last night.
It's Tuesday today though. I should have got 2. I didn't have time on the way home to get tacos.
You got a good cheap taco place around you?
Taco John's. It's not that good though.
I know. You know what we call that place in college?
It's what?
The place of diarrhea.
Shit, dude. I was working on doing at a construction site, and we were they were putting up a Taco John's like right next to where we were working, and they like just finished it, and they like put out a thing. It was like first like 100 customers that come get like the golden ticket. And it's like free. It's like free potato for a year. So I got it, dude. I only used it like 3 times, but
see, the thing about potato, like they're so simple though. Like
yeah, I know
they make so much money off that.
They'd be a little oversalted sometimes though too.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's so like you can go make your own potato olays in like 2 seconds.
I do like when they put them in the burrito though, like that mixed with the tomatoes and the cheese. That shit's dope.
Yeah. So
Giliberto's, there's a place out here called Giliberto's in St. Cloud that's phenomenal. It's super fucking good.
You know, it was the weirdest part in Florida, like where I lived, there's like no good Mexican places.
That's crazy.
Well,
taco trucks. I mean, there's some good ass taco trucks.
So where I lived, it wasn't that good. But if you go, there's like 40 minutes away, which were like all the Hispanic people live. That's where the really good tacos were, like, or all the really good Mexican food was, because that's where all the Hispanic people live, because they couldn't live in town because it was too expensive.
The taco trucks, you gotta hit. I mean, anytime, or like the what do they call them?
Food trucks or whatever.
Yeah, food trucks, but they had like that also like the stands too.
Oh, yeah.
Like They go to the market and shit, and they just have a bunch of food and shit like that. Man, I miss. I'm like, oh, they do like some. I'm gonna tell you right now, my favorite food truck is this place called Island Noodles. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Nope.
It is so it's so hard to find that it like I've only had it like 3 times, and I'm like I keep looking for it everywhere because it's like the first time I had it, I had like 3 cups. Like it was like I just couldn't stop eating. I was like, this is so good. It's just like it's like soba noodles, like ramen kind of,
Yeah.
but it's got like this teriyaki sauce and shit, and then they put chicken in it and like a bunch of like vegetables and shit. Oh my god, it's so good, so damn good. You guys got a good the state fair close to you? They got one in Green Bay.
I think it's down by Madison, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to Wisconsin one, so
How's the one from Iowa?
crazy.
Yeah, Minnesota's is pretty dope.
They fry sticks of butter. That's all you have to know about the Iowa one.
Yeah,
Deep fried butter.
ugh. They do butter sculptures in Minnesota one, but
Yeah.
not deep. They don't deep. That'd be crazy. They're like, all right, now we're gonna deep fry it. You're just like, oh, it's like a big human like butter sculpture. That
So terrible for you though.
well, yeah, it's probably salted butter too. They got like deep fried Twinkies, deep fried Oreos. Have you ever had that shit? It's so good. Deep fried Oreos.
Yeah, I think they had them there too.
I made some at home. It's so good. You just have to have a good batter. Throw a little cinnamon in there. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tried? They have ones like that. It's like deep fried Oreos, but they're like frozen. They're like terrible. Like the ones at the store, they're terrible though. Like, don't get those ones. Just do like your own stuff.
Hus said he had deep fried ice cream last night at a Mexican restaurant. That is so good. Deep fried ice cream is crazy. I
was gonna say, I'm looking on. I gotta look on Twitter for something.
Yeah, deep fried ice cream is super good. They do deep fried candy bars, like deep fried Snickers is so damn good. Oh, yeah, Twinkies crazy too. I mean, just like the cream, like once you, I mean.
Remember when they thought Twinkies were not going to exist anymore?
Yeah,
and then they were going on like eBay for like $200.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. Yeah, I mean any kind of like sweets that are deep fried is crazy good. Like State Fair here is nuts. They have like everything is either on a stick or it's deep fried.
Yep.
Fucking cheese curds. I mean, I tried to give Husty some cheese curds at the stadium, and they were terrible, man. At the Viking Stadium, the cheese curds there were terrible.
Yeah.
They were so bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that have really bad cheese curds.
They were like it felt like I was like eating dough almost. It was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like eating dough.
When you guys were live that one day, I was eating the ones here. They had this. I guess they had this place here in town. My roommate went, and it's like $7 for these cheese curds, right? But you got like. It's like a box this freaking big.
Were they good too? Like
yeah, they're really good.
Were they squeaky?
Yeah, they're pretty fucking squeaky.
Yeah, the squeakier the better. Like I'm telling everybody, like if you get cheese curds and they don't squeak, you better throw them shits in the trash. Yeah. It ain't Wisconsin cheese, dude. If it ain't from Wisconsin, the cheese curds from Wisconsin are like legit the best thing ever.
I remember living in Florida, you couldn't even get cheese curds unless you went to Culver's. That was like the only place.
And these guys were learning about poutine too. Like they didn't know what poutine was.
See, I learned so I only learned about that because of True North guys, because it's like a Canada thing, Yeah. I haven't had it, but I'm like, this sounds delicious. I'm like, this sounds delicious. Why haven't I had it yet?
I mean, it's just fries, with cheese curds on it and gravy. But the cheese curds are usually, just like cold cheese, like the cheese curd before it's fried.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's still good too because they put the hot gravy over it. And it's like that brown gravy. Oh my god, it's so good. And you can get poutine like they make crazy poutine. Like you can get anything, add bacon in it or whatever. I mean, they crazy with it.
What was the one we had? I don't think they called it poutine there, but it was in Iowa down by Des Moines. It was like this place, God. And then they give you this big plate, and it's got fries. It's got like fries on it, gravy, meat, and like something else. It's essentially poutine, but they call it something else. And if you
Idaho fries are where it's at. That's where it's.
And if you eat like the whole thing, then you like get your meal for free or something. So, but like it's freaking huge. Like you eat half the thing and you're like you want to die. But like
Casey loves hot gravy. Damn right, dude. Biscuits and gravy is probably one of my favorite foods in the world.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. That sausage
Always
gravy, baby.
good biscuits and gravy. Like there's some places that have shitty biscuits and gravy though.
I went to this place and like right after I dropped Huss off, like he was having a bad day because he almost missed his plane, dude. Like, yeah, you were having a bad day. I went to have breakfast with my mom and they bring me out this biscuits and gravy, and I'm from South Carolina, so I mean I know biscuits and gravy. I know good biscuits and gravy. They bring the shits out. It was like eating rocks, dude.
Oh yeah, no, there's some that's like it's a rock and it's a dry rock too.
Yeah,
and like no matter how much gravy you put on top of it.
I was like, I can't even eat this. I was like, just send it back. I was like, I don't even want food from this place. I was like, you just killed my whole day. Like, how do you fuck up this gravy? What?
Hold on. So my buddy's like, is Braun starting tonight for Kansas? You're my Kansas guy. I'm like, why wouldn't Braun start? He's like, you said if he starts. I'm like, he's like maybe it's a communication thing. I'm like, I said he asked if Wilson was a good player earlier, and I'm like, if Wilson starts, like that's not even the same guy.
He's just fucking pulling his leg or what?
He's playing college basketball on DraftKings. I'm like, I can't play college basketball like though, because I follow Kansas religiously, so I know like the Big 12 team's all right, but it's like I don't know any other conferences, so it's like this other guy in a different conference could be a great play, but I have no idea who he is.
I just don't even know how to play in this game now with everybody just kind of back. Who's the dart throwing?
What's the multiplier on Kobe White? You know you have a search bar. There he is. 2.3. Could be all right. How many? I don't know how he's been doing the last couple of games because Lonzo came back,
he's
but
playing a lot of minutes.
He's decent. Well, that's the thing. He doesn't start, but he's closes. He's probably going to be one of the guys that play tomorrow. I'll just tell you that right now, just because of the multiplier. Because even if he only gets like 24 points, he still gets 2.3, which is stupid. I don't even know what that is off the top of my head. So if he gets 24,
50 something,
55.
As long as somebody goes over 50 points, I'm happy.
Yeah, for the main one, that's what I'm at. But this will be an interesting one to project when I throw it all in the chart. Does that come with a lifter and a stint? Probably. It's like those places like where you have to sign the waiver to like eat something.
I'm a joke, David. That's the real joke.
My life's a joke.
If I don't make money tonight, I'm gonna be pissed at myself.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I've been having a lot of fun playing this shit. It's been so much fun.
If Looney does well, I'm gonna be kind of mad that I didn't play him on SuperDraft. I played him on DraftKings though, so I like him over there.
Somewhere. All that matters as long as you're winning somewhere.
Yeah. As long as you make more money, if you play on 4 different sites, as long as you make a profit every day, you're doing all right. You're not gonna win on every site every day though. Some days you do though. That's the nice days. It's usually when I only put like a couple bucks on FanDuel, and like it's like $4 and I win $40, and I'm like, why didn't I play like $100? I'm like, I would have had $1,000 right here. But then if you put the $100 down, then you would like make 20.
All right, here's my lineup. This is the one I
said. Uh-oh. Guess who's in here?
Who? Jason Voorhees? Oh.
Not number 7.
Bogart scot-free. I am not number 7, he says. I am number 8.
I have no idea what number I was.
It's my favorite number. Number 8. Anything with an 8 in it. 18, 88, 84, 28.
Mine's 13.
Lucky number 13.
No, because it's unlucky.
Oh. God, why don't they have basketball on Hulu, bro?
They probably don't. So the games they're probably on it is probably the 7 o'clock game. So they probably have the 7 o'clock and the 9:30 game on, like TNT or something. Or no, it's Tuesday. They don't put crap on Tuesday most of the time. It's on League Pass. That's why.
That's all right. I watched it I got it on my phone. I can stream it.
I think Tuesday's always League Pass.
Hey, and so if you guys can't, if you have an opportunity and you want to stream stuff like basketball games, football games, baseball and hockey games, I think they have NCAA too, but Do it's called on your phone. It's called Dofu Sports. DOFU Sports. Download that shit, and you can pretty much watch any game that's live. And then like if you have Xbox or I mean, I'm sure you can do it on any smart TV. You can do it on PlayStation. I mean, just stream. You can legit like if they have a YouTube link.
Holy
Like
shit.
some of them do have YouTube links, and you can like stream it immediately to your TV. It's
Hold
dope.
on.
That's what I do. It's free.
Kansas is starting KJ Adams. What the heck? What the heck's this?
What the heck is this?
Well, they hate McCormick, but
let's see what's going on live. Live. Coming from you. Coming to you from. Nah. Let's see I want to know who's playing tonight. Who we got going? Who's on the last game tonight?
Last game is the Clippers and the Nuggets, which could be a blowout. Maybe. Depends how you. If like Jokic just goes off, the game's not even fun. But
I didn't play him anywhere.
I did.
I didn't even take my own advice. Damn it.
Play everyone. Nope, just kidding.
All right.
So let's see. Wait. The Wizards are losing to the Thunder. What? So the Thunder have 35 points, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has 12 with them. Sounds about right. Hey, Lou Dort's doing all right. 6 points, 2 steals, 2 assists. I'll take it. He was not very appealing on SuperDraft, but on DraftKings, he was all right. Kuzma's got 12 points already, real life points.
Like that. Yeah.
Dinwiddie's only got 2 points so far, but 3 assists and 2 rebounds. He's 1 for 6 shooting from the field, Dinwiddie. Jeez.
Come on. Yeah, I got him like
Kuzma's,
everywhere.
Kuzma's 5 for 5.
Kuzma's dope. We'll see.
And then Montrezl Harrell has 7 points off the bench already.
At this point, Dinwiddie right now is the dirt chalk. Let's see if he can turn into chalk.
It's still early. Hey, look, the Suns in the Raptors game finally started. Somebody has 3 points, but we don't know who.
Let's wrap this thing up. Let's put a bow on it.
Hey, Jay Crowder made a 3 to start the game. So if you bet on Jay Crowder being the first guy to score a bucket in that game, you made some money. You probably made a lot of money too. I never, that's how the sports books make so much money, is like the people that bet on the first touchdown score, the people that bet on like the first guy to score a basket in a basketball game, like, a 1 in 10 chance of that being right.
Well, I mean, if you put like $10 on everybody, and if you hit on like the worst person, you're just like, well, yeah, I don't know. It's probably dumb.
I guess.
But
I guess if you put $2 on everybody, you get $20, and then say it just depends on what the odds are, though, too. Maybe if you just put it like on like all the crappy guys to score like first, just like say it's like the Lakers just don't bet on LeBron or Westbrook, and then like say they're playing like I don't even know, say they're playing the Nets, so you just don't like bet on Kyrie or KD or James Harden, just bet on like the other 5 guys.
So like so the first time we started playing, SuperDraft Pro's like sportsbook app, Huss didn't understand like when you can you have to scroll through the things and you have to like they're tabs, so you have to click the tab and it like closes, right, and there's another tab underneath it, right?
Yeah,
that's how it works. So like they're all open. So if you click the first tab, that tab closes and it just keeps moving up,
Yeah.
And he didn't realize that when he was making the bets, they were when he was making the bets that he was making bets on whoever scored the first touchdown, not like anytime. I was like, let's make anytime bets, anytime touchdown bets, and he was betting like all of them. I was like, no shit. He's like, oh shit, they were first time touchdowns. I was like,
these odds are so good. Oh wait, just kidding.
Oh shit, so funny.
At least it's with fake coins instead of real money. That's a hard way to learn in real money.
Let's get out of here. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
We're talking about food now. My stomach's yelling at me.
I gotta eat some myself and then watch this Kansas game. Beat that.
Tell them where to find you at, Coach Craig.
Yep. So you can find me on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, on YouTube at Coach Craig Sports. Let's see what. So on Patreon at Coach Craig Sports, or patreon.com/Coach Craig Sports as well. Kind of a little bit of other stuff we're going on. Nothing too crazy right now because it's mainly just basketball. Football's kind of over and done with for the most part for what I do at least, but starting that NFL draft scouting process very, very soon. I actually went through the Senior Bowl roster myself today and was just jotting down some guys that I think, names of guys that I think once the Senior Bowl's done, we're going to be talking a lot more about than we are right now.
Yeah,
Mainly
we were
Abram
talking about
Smith.
that too,
Abram Smith, their running back for Baylor. Watch out for his name.
and James Cook, like if he ends up becoming, if they end up trying to use him as a wide receiver, you and I were kind of talking last night, and I was kind of making some, shots at Vikings maybe going to get him as a receiver.
Yeah,
Kind
so
of
at least, that's the rumor is he's going to take some reps at receiver at the Senior Bowl. We'll see how he does there. Obviously, we've seen guys the past couple of years, Demetric Felton, he took reps at wide receiver. He actually only just played wide receiver at the Senior Bowl. He's a running back, kind of wide receiver in college. And then Antonio Gibson, who primarily played wide receiver at Memphis. I'm not going to say in college because he was a running back at JUCO level, but he primarily played running back, in the Senior Bowl as well.
What are you talking about, Anthony? You're talking about the one that talking about money. Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Or you're talking about the one, no chance. No chance in hell. I like that one too. Maybe we'll get some. I need to get what's it called? A sound
soundboard.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of them. I got a couple of things going. I gotta invest in a computer first. Like, here's the crazy thing is I actually have one of them nice big Macs, like a 27-inch, with a Mac or whatever like that. Yeah. Last year, man, my Mac, like all of a sudden, it just like the hard drive, it just crashed, like it was just gone. It was just like it just disappeared. It's like, what the hell happened? So now I'm using it to basically just hold my camera.
Oh boy. So my old desktop, it got unplugged like randomly the one day, like because I had my phone charger plugged into like a thing that was plugged in the wall too, and it knocked the computer out. And then I plug it back in, and it like lost all the windows on it. Like it didn't even make sense. Like
I don't know.
My buddy's real good at like IT stuff too. So we went through like everything, like trying to fix this. So then I had to buy like a recovery disk. But yeah, it's just been sitting like in the corner for like 2 years now.
My hard drive disappeared, dude. Like the only hard drive that's on there now is it's like a backup one. You can't download, you can't download the newest Apple background to it.
We're still here, so I got started in lineups at least.
Go ahead.
For the 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock our time. So I'm typing and talking at the same time. So the Timberwolves are starting Patrick Beverly. He is playing D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Jared Vanderbilt, and Karl Anthony Towns. And I am typing this.
They're going to tear it up, bro.
What?
They're going to tear it up.
Maybe. I mean,
no, don't say that. Don't ever say maybe.
Bet the over on that game, I guess.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Pelicans are starting.
Left. Damn it! I spent all my coins on Bama.
I spun the wheel today, right?
Yeah, I guess I could just.
So the Pelicans are starting Devonta Graham, Brandon Ingram. Josh Hart is back today after missing the last time out with a personal reason. Herbert Jones and then Jonas Valanciunas at the center position. And I'm finishing typing this up. I don't know why people need to know that, but okay. The Pistons are starting the same 5 guys: Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, Hamidou Diallo, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. And I talk faster than I type. What's up?
He said, the hustler says, he said, LOL, don't ever say maybe, but you can say all is well unless someone tears their ACL in a game. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so let's see. Frank Jackson and Corey Joseph both got rolled out for the Pistons too. The Bulls are starting Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, Derek Jones Jr., DeMar DeRozan, Nikolai Vucevic. So the same guys they always start. Or I shouldn't say always start, but recently start.
Poor Williams.
I forgot we were like this close to like this games again. So I'm like, oh. And the Memphis Grizzlies have not announced their lineup apparently. Actually, I should probably check my other source. This is the great part about having multiple sources. You can just check everywhere. I was like, there is still no Grizzlies lineup, but Steven Adams has been ruled out. So that's good for Jaren Jackson Jr. If Kyle Anderson starts, it's good for him too. So,
well, all right, we're gonna get out of here. You can find me on YouTube, JC Money Design, right here, 5 o'clock or 5:05 Central every day, 6:05 Eastern. So we'll be live again tomorrow for the basketball slate. But I mean, and we'll also talk about the SuperDraft Pro slate, which is later on. I think it's what 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock slate, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what time that one starts, but we'll talk about the main slate first, then we'll go after that. We'll talk about that afterwards, and I'll have my spreadsheet ready.
I'm gonna work on that other stuff tonight. Get some more graphics going. You can also, make sure you get signed up on SuperDraft Pro. If you haven't played, you need to get in here and start playing. Obviously, a lot of us, been playing and been crushing and been doing well. And I mean, if I'm hitting every night, I'm happy. If I'm making at least some.
Let me look at this real quick, just for today's, just to give people a kind of a glimpse too. So there was 303 people that entered the elite contest. 100 people cashed that contest. You have a 1 in 3 chance of catching the contest. Now, if you go on like DraftKings or FanDuel or something, you enter 1,000-person contest, they pay out like 20 to 24%. So we'll just call it 25%. So you have a lot lower So let's see, math. So you have like we'll just call it a 1 in 5 chance. That makes it sound easier. So you have a 1 in 3 chance compared to a 1 in 5 chance. But these ones, technically, they have up to 10,000. So we'll just say 10,000 on all those other ones. You still have a lot better chance if you're playing on SuperDraft.
I love SuperDraft.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
David said making money, always making money, dude. It's any day I see any green in that shit. As long as I stay even, I'm happy in the day. If I stay even, I'm happy. And I think
now
we're doing all right.
Right now, it's doing pretty well. I mean, Dinwiddie's at 22 after the multiplier. Kuzma's 21 after the multiplier, and then Van Fleet and Siakam I played, and they're both they're decent. And Spencer Dinwiddie only came in at 15% in the elite.
Yeah, he started off terrible, and he's
and then Kuzma's at 58%, Siakam's at 58%, Van Fleet's at 40% in the elite contest, at least. I just look at that one because most of the other ones lower are going to be pretty similar.
Ready to get out of here?
Yep, let's get it out.
All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Same bat time.
For that lineup.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Whoa.
Peace.